Yo, what's up and welcome back to another video, or welcome to your first video. My name is Franco and I work as a physical therapy tech in the Army. I spend my days helping patients with stretches and exercises, and I make content on this channel helping gamers with stretches and exercises and reviews on popular gaming products like chairs. A while back, I did a review on the chair that I've been using for the last 2 years, the SecretLab Titan. I had a lot to say about the chair based off of my experiences using it. Some good, some bad, and you should totally check out that video at some point, but I'll quickly summarize my thoughts on the chair. Just to reiterate, these are the pros and cons of the old chair, not the one I'm reviewing today. The pros were the comfortable firmness, which is definitely personal preference, and I read all of my comments and I've seen people saying that the chair is too hard. It's definitely firm, but in my opinion, it's not too firm, and I see this as a positive feature. Continuing with the pros: improved back pain, fully adjustable, sleek design, build quality, and built-in lumbar support. The cons were excessive logos, it didn't breathe well and made me sweat a lot, and that it needed a neck pillow. Not that the neck pillow was bad, just that I didn't think that it should need a neck pillow. When I made the first video, I also had some additional observations that I didn't put into pros or cons, which included the PU leather wearing down, the chair being heavy, the wheels doing pretty well on carpet, and their periodic sells that I think you should definitely take advantage of. I will say that since posting that video, I have to change my stance on PU leather. I don't like it, man. In my opinion, it just doesn't breathe and it doesn't hold up well unless you put in more effort than I'm personally willing to put in. In general, I found the chair to serve me well over the 2+ years that I've had it, despite some of my complaints. I was really excited to try the SoftWeave eventually, as it wasn't available when I initially ordered my first chair, and it seemed to be everything that I wanted in a gaming chair. Well, SecretLab hooked it up and sent me one in the Black3 colorway. Black with the 3 at the top, like black to the 3rd power, like thrice black, triple black. I don't know the proper way to say it. To stick with the transparent nature of this channel, I want to say that SecretLab sent me this chair for free to review, but they are not paying me to say certain things about the chair, nor do they control what I do or do not mention. I do have a referral link for their website that I've included in the video description should you decide that you want to buy one of their chairs, and I do get paid from those referrals. Which, as a side note, I don't know how many of you know this, but if someone is paid by a company to talk about something, you can no longer call it a review. It's a paid promotion or a product feature. I'm still pretty new to YouTube, but as far as I know, if you're paid for something, well, then there's legally some things that you have to say before talking about that product, and you can't call it a review. I don't know, just weird YouTube stuff. Now you know, I guess. With that being said, I kind of hate what I'm about to say next because of how biased it's gonna sound, but if you've watched my video reviews, then you should know by now that I call it how I see it, and if I don't like something, I make sure to mention it. But this chair is better in every way than my older model, and I absolutely love it. If you've been by my stream recently, then you might have noticed that I've had it for a few weeks now, and I honestly could have put out a review sooner than I did, but whenever something seems too good to be true, I want to sit on it, pun intended. I want to sit on it a little longer than normal because I'm afraid of sharing my immediate thoughts if there's a chance that I might be in some kind of honeymoon phase. I wanted to wait a little bit longer to see if anything popped up that I didn't immediately notice. Well, that didn't happen. The look and shape is very similar, but there are some details added in this model that make it seem like an evolution from the previous model. The controls on the handrests are now made of metal and have a very solid, satisfying tactile feel to them when adjusting. The armrests also feel softer to the touch. The hardware has been slimmed down around the chair, and the headrest pillow feels thicker and has a more noticeable memory foam feel with an adjustable band as opposed to the one-size-fits-all elastic band on the old model. Assembling it was pretty simple and felt easier than the first time I had done it. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes to completely assemble it. This is also a small detail, but something that I noticed. The top portion of the chair now seamlessly meets the bottom, whereas the old model had this little gap that always kind of annoyed me. The pros and cons of this chair are very different from the original. You still have that comfortable firmness, but this time it feels a little less firm right from the start. This chair feels similar to what my old chair felt like after I had broken it in a bit. The SoftWeave is super comfortable on the skin and it feels more inviting than the PU leather. But let me reiterate, this chair is still firm. You aren't sinking into it like a couch, so if you don't like firm chairs, I don't think that this is going to be your style. The adjustability is still here with the same adjustments, fully adjustable armrests with the improved metal controls, your typical height adjustments, then you can recline and adjust the angle, lock it all in place, and the adjustable internal lumbar support. I love that you don't need a pillow for this lumbar support and then it can be adjusted to your preference. I thought that the previous chair had a sleek design, but the logos always bothered me. There's just too many of them and they are too noticeable. Well, this chair fixes that in a big way. The logos are still there, but with this new Black 3 model, they're all blacked out and damn does it look good. I actually like that the chair isn't just solid black. It's this gray-black blend with some solid black accents. It is sleek, professional, and mature. I don't feel like I'm sitting in a flashy, colorful chair with logos plastered all over it. It's perfect in my opinion. I honestly don't know how I'd improve the design of it. Granted, it is still shaped like a racing chair, and if that's not your style, then I don't know why you're looking at this video, because obviously this chair is shaped like that. But I will say that the sides are not slanted in so dramatically that they push my shoulders forward like other aggressively designed racing style chairs. I think it looks nice. The build quality is superb, but I can't speak to the longevity of this chair like I can with my previous model. But if it does as well as the first chair, well then I imagine it's gonna hold up really well. My biggest complaint before was that the chair did not breathe, and let me just say, the SoftWeave is the answer to all of my problems. I do not get as hot in this chair, and I haven't noticed it making me sweat excessively. I'm so stoked for this change, and I will probably never go back to another leather chair now that I know how much better this SoftWeave suits my needs. It's a lot to like, but it can't all be good, right? Right? Well, there's one thing so far that I've noticed and I do not like: the head pillow. Before, I didn't like it just because I felt like a chair shouldn't require some additional piece to support your body properly. And I still feel that way, so that complaint hasn't changed. But now I have a new complaint. This thing is way too dense for me. The old head pillow felt like it was filled the same way a normal pillow is filled with pillow stuff. It's soft and cushions your head. This one is memory foam with a cooling gel, and while that sounds really nice and like an improvement, my real world experience with it is that my head has to actively push against it for it to conform to my head and stay there. If I push my head into it then relax, the damn thing just returns to its original form with such strength that it moves my head back into place. It's like I'm doing a neck exercise. This ends up making it feel unusable for me, which is a shame because it does feel nice. I just don't know if it's going to break in over time, and I hope that it does. I was using the chair without the pillow until I realized something about it that kind of saves it. The band on the pillow is now adjustable, so I moved it to the largest position and slid the pillow down so that it's behind my neck as opposed to the back of my head. Now it kind of cradles the curve of my neck, which doesn't require me to push against it as hard, and it's pretty comfortable. Also, as a side note, this might be because I have a gigantic, bulbous, huge head, and maybe if your head isn't as big, it won't have to push as hard against that, or it won't be so far forward, or I don't know. I'm always looking for reasons to blame myself. That's just a bad habit, I suppose. This issue with the pillow is my only complaint about this chair. Seriously. That's it. But there are a couple things that I want to mention about the chair that aren't pros or cons, just some observations, kind of like the last video. The SoftWeave seems to be a favorite of my cat so far, but instead of being their favorite thing to make biscuits on and scratch up like my previous chair, they seem to just enjoy laying on it, which is a welcome change. Despite their love of napping in my chair, I haven't noticed it attracting a ton of fur like I was expecting. But to be fair, I also have Bengal cats and they don't really shed as much as normal cats. I haven't used a vacuum on this chair and it's been in the house for a few weeks, and this is what it looks like. Wow. It's good to know that I can just vacuum it if I need to, but keep in mind that unlike the PU leather chair, if I spill something on this, it's going to soak in as opposed to just roll off. Luckily, that hasn't happened yet. This next thing isn't a feature of the chair, but the packaging was phenomenal. Everything you need is included, and it's presented in a really sleek and premium way. I took the time lapse of me putting the chair together, and I kind of regretted not being able to film the unboxing experience, but I had no idea that it was going to be so nice. This is the Titan, and it is appropriate for someone my size, and even at my size, I find that I'm able to comfortably sit in it in various positions thanks to the wide base. So I can sit cross-leg or one leg under the other. Here's what their site recommends in terms of height and weight for their different models, so take a look at that and see which one is appropriate for you. I feel like you already know the answer to this next question. Do I recommend this chair? Yes, 1,000,000 times over. I seriously love this thing. It takes all of my gripes and complaints with the older PU version and fixes them all. I hate being so overly positive about something because I'm just a cynical, skeptical person at heart, but every once in a while, something comes along and just meets every expectation that you have, and that is this chair. If it weren't for the neck strengthening pillow, I'd give this chair a perfect score. I don't want to be overly dramatic and say it's the best gaming chair ever, seeing as how I haven't tried every gaming chair out there, but I would not hesitate to recommend it to someone who wanted a gaming style chair, and if this was in their budget. It is one of the more expensive chairs out there, but I think that the chair definitely justifies the price. If you have any questions about the chair, leave a comment below or ask me on stream, or use the link below to join the Discord. There's lots of ways for you to get in touch with me, and I'd love to hear from you. If your only question was, when will you upload another video, then make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss it. Until next time, peace! I'm looping it! I'm looping them! On my Dead by Daylight days! I'm looping him! He can't get me! He's chasing me! Oh, he got me finally!